Welcome to the wonderful world of digital storytelling, brought to you by Daniel, Morgan, and Tiffany. What is digital storytelling, you may ask? A digital story consists of a series of still images combined with a narrated soundtrack to tell a story. A digital story represents a particularly powerful method of expression that can amplify. There are just a few rules to keep in mind when constructing a digital story. The first step is to write an initial script. The script consists of less than a single double-spaced type page, or the text that can be printed on an index card. One of the benefits of digital storytelling is that precisely written brief text can generate a compelling digital story. The second step is to plan an accompanying storyboard. The script is a plan for what to say. The accompanying storyboard is a plan for what to show. The storyboard consists of a series of sketches representing the still images and, in some instances, short video clips that comprise the story. The third step is to discuss and revise the script. A story circle offers an opportunity to share the script and elicit feedback. Classes divide into small groups, facilitated by a discussion leader or teacher. Students read their scripts aloud and then receive comments framed with the prompt, "If this were my story, I'd... A key element of digital storytelling as we practice it is the personal dimension. The fourth step is to sequence the images in the video editor. Construction of a digital story in the digital video editor, such as iMovie or Windows Movie Maker, begins as students import the images into the timeline of the video editor and sequence them. The fifth step is to add the narrative track. We ask students to narrate the script one sentence at a time, saving each sentence in a separate file labeled 1, 2, 3, and so on to ensure that the order of the sentences is clear. Recording narration sentence by sentence allows students maximum control over the pacing of their work. The sixth step is to add special effects and transitions. We have found that the most effective stories often use minimal special effects. These effects are frequently an element that initially engages the students. Additional time may need to be incorporated onto the developmental step is to add a musical soundtrack if the time permits.
There are numerous strategies that have been identified to help ensure that students are able to make ample use of limited construction time when developing a digital story. The first strategy is to sequence the steps. We found that students will maximize instructional time when tasks are well framed and specific. In addition, teachers can easily track individual progress using a chart placed on a blackboard or classroom whiteboard. The second strategy is to make sure the students complete an entrance ticket for the lab. This simply means that teachers should require students to complete script drafts and storyboards away from the computers first. Students who don't complete this pre-writing regularly lose significant amounts of lab time. Another important strategy to remember is to save early and often. Construction of the story when working with digital video tools such as iMovie or Movie Maker can move rapidly. Consequently, students and teachers need to be reminded to continually save their work. It's also vital to make sure that you maintain a backup copy. Every school and instructional setting has a different set of tools and a different network. When students can save a duplicate copy of their work to a server folder or computer hard drive, fewer errors and lost files result. Probably the most important strategy to remember is to always address copyright. Students regularly want to use images or music gathered from online sources. Although this immediately puts material into students' hands, teachers must emphasize the need to work within copyright law. The final strategy is to make sure that storytelling is always at the forefront. This program involves the practice of what good readers and writers do in working with and crafting meaning-packed, valuable text. Do not let the technology get in the way of the story.
Digital storytelling is a great resource for the classroom. It is affordable and accessible. It provides opportunities for great learning and allows teachers to make abstract concepts real to their students. There are 7 steps on how to use digital storytelling in your classroom. Number 1, learn from what you watch. Work with your students to dissect several well-known films. You'll soon find yourselves with several categories that fall under the rubric of storytelling techniques. Number 2, see technology as a storytelling tool, not as a teaching goal. Though students need some knowledge of how to use equipment, teaching about technology should never be the focus of the curriculum. Simple editing programs such as iMovie are easy to learn. Number 3, allow your students to push you and lead you. Use their amplitude to your advantage by letting students teach each other. You'll find that they show their strengths very quickly. Number 4, learn by trial and error. Every glitch will build your technology savvy until you get to the point where you can anticipate the kinds of problems students will have. Creative Cow is an excellent online destination. It has sections for virtually every kind of production and post-production software and hardware. Number 5, give your students freedom, but hold them accountable. One good way to do this is to have students pitch a one-paragraph description of their project and provide a production schedule. In a sense, it's a work contract. Consider yourself the executive producer. Work with your students as a partner learning about technology and storytelling, but don't forget that you call the shots. The last one, don't forget to celebrate your students' work. Whether you show completed projects to the class alone, or to the entire school, or even the whole community, present the stories your students tell. A great side benefit of public showings is that your students will take their work very seriously.
Thank you for listening to our presentation on digital storytelling.